to have Kat here with me. Hi, if you're new here, if you've never seen me before, my name is Nancy. I am the owner of the Chi-est Beauty. We have incredible remedies that are helping so many people heal their bodies naturally. And one of the shop favorites is our Super Womb Tea that's helping women restore their balance back into their womb naturally to prevent any surgical procedures. And so we're helping so many women, and we're doing this to try to reach the masses, to try to help as many women as possible find a natural remedy that can help them. And it's such an incredible tea. So Kat, thank you so much for being here. I so appreciate you. I know you're a little shy,
Thank
so
you.
everyone please be kind to her. And she's really sharing her story with us, and this is so personal. And so I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart that you're doing this for us. And you're doing this for women, to help women.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about your health journey.
So this around 2023, I started noticing heavier periods out of nowhere, and that's how it started. So I went the whole year just being like, oh, I'm getting older, my periods are changing. But in 2024, I started getting really bad. It was heavier periods. I had 2 heavier days from 7 days. I couldn't get up. I felt like fainting. So I'm like, okay, that's a problem because I'm a single mom and I have to be taking my baby to school. So it was getting really hard. Taking a shower and almost passing out in the shower and getting scared of who am I gonna call? Like
Oh,
I'm alone. So I finally decided to tell my doctor, but it was like in November already. So she's like, I think you have fibroids. Let's do an ultrasound, see what comes out. And I'm like, okay, let's do that. So yes, I got my result in December. I had one fibroid, 3 centimeters, I believe she said. And my whole, like when they say se te baja la sangre, I was scared because as a
yep.
single parent, you do everything for your kids. So when she mentioned that I might have to get surgery, get my uterus out, and all that, I'm like, how am I gonna do time out? Who's gonna take my kids to school
Mm-hmm.
and feed them? So I'm not gonna lie, it was a very emotional, time for me. And, I was ready to start the year good. I was like, no, no more depression. I'm gonna take my kids out and have a great year. And I started my year like this. So I was really depressed. And I know my kids noticed it because I was really sad. I didn't know how to deal with it, even though I knew it wasn't a big deal because it was just a little surgery, whatever. But I wanted to kind of do it more naturally to see if I could remove it naturally. So I started eating better, exercising more. I stopped drinking coffee. So mainly I just drink tea throughout the whole day, dandelion tea to detox.
Mm-hmm.
And it did make me feel a little better, but not too much. So yeah, my doctor sent me to the OBGYN to do, more lab results and things like that. And that doctor wanted to go straight to biopsy, straight to IUDs, and, just straight like that. And I'm like, no treatment, nothing like that. And she said, no, it's either surgery or, you can't do the birth control pills no more because you're over 35. I'm like, so it's straight out biopsy and surgery. I'm like, I don't know. That was
That's
a fight,
wild.
you know?
That's wild that that's
That's
the only
wild,
options
right?
that they give us. They either birth
Hmm.
control or get the surgery done. And a lot of the times we're like, oh, let
Yeah.
me just do the birth control. The birth control is not going to do anything. It's just
They
going to
said they
regulate
would
your
shrink
menstrual
it.
cycles.
Yeah. So I'm like, you know what? That's too much for me. It was so much stress. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to do surgery or risk getting a stroke with birth controls and things like that. So I'm like, let me see what I find. There has to be a way naturally to get rid of this. And that's when I came across you. It was like God sent you to me because it was like the first thing I saw. And I started, seeing your page, and I'm like, okay, this sounds really good. Like, this sounds like something I would want to try. And yeah, that's how it happened. Like, straight out got your tea. As soon as I received it, I started taking it. So I did get my period. But I saw a video you say you can still take it if you want to risk it, and all that. I'm like, I'm gonna take it. Well, I took it, and then I had an ultrasound, to do that month too. So they did the ultrasound, got my results right away, and my doctor was shocked. She's like, what happened? I don't think this is right. We're gonna send you for imaging somewhere else. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, here I go again doing another imaging somewhere else, and I still haven't got the results yet. So I'm like, they just have me back and forth, but I feel good. I feel really good. My periods are better. Like
Okay.
today's supposed to be heavy. It's my second
Yes.
day, and it's normal. I am still releasing like blood clots, like heavy
Yes.
ones, but
Yes.
it's the second month after taking your tea. So, I'm
Se-
I'm just
Second month.
waiting.
That's incredible. Second month. So
The
you
second month.
bought RT 2 times?
No, I
One
bought
time?
your tea in April. In April.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah, I've been taking it.
Just one then. Just one bag that you have.
One
That
bag.
you guys, this is
Yeah,
incredible. This is
one bag.
truly how effective these herbs are. It is just
Mm-hmm.
amazing. We get people
Yeah.
within a week, they'll tell us. And I love that you're saying you took the tea while you're on your menstrual cycle. So when we get
Yeah.
this, when we send out the tea, we tell you not to drink it during your menstrual cycle because it provokes blood flow. So if you struggle with
Mm-hmm.
PCOS, if you don't get your period at all, you'll see that your period will come down. So that's why we say don't
Mm-hmm.
drink it while on your cycle because it'll prolong your
Yeah.
cycle. But for some women, what we have seen is if you have cysts, fibroids, or polyps, you can drink it during your cycle and it'll loosen up the cysts, the fibroids, and the polyps. And if they're big enough, they'll shrivel down almost like a raisin, and because they'll shrink and it'll come out.
Mm-hmm.
And I've gotten pictures of
Yeah.
polyps, cysts, fibroids, when the women are like, I was on my cycle, I was shopping at Target and it came out. And I
Yeah.
love that because that lets us know we're onto something. This is truly helping women. And
Mm-hmm.
so when the pain right now, so how do you feel when you have your menstrual cycle? Because you were saying it was so painful, like you couldn't take your kids
Yeah.
and the blood flow was just so
Yeah.
heavy.
Yeah. So usually when I used to get my period before the tea, I used to be like foggy brained. Like I couldn't focus. It was like if I was in another world, it was so dark, like I couldn't focus
Oh,
and I was cramping and I had headaches that would last like 3 days. Like it was horrible, horrible headaches. Like almost like those migraines you used to get. I don't know if you got COVID, but like you almost want to rip your hair off, like that.
yes.
That's what I used to feel. And last month, after drinking your tea, I didn't get no headaches. I barely got any cramping. My period lasted 5 days. I didn't have no heavy period. It was amazing, and this is my second time, my second period drinking your tea, and it's been good.
That's
Usually I get headaches
wonderful.
like 2, 3 days before, and I
Yeah.
haven't had a headache.
And that lets us
Yeah.
all know how our body is so connected to our uterus as women, how our
Hmm.
hormones flare up other things too when things are out of whack. So I'm glad you're sharing that with us. So when you told your doctor from December and then you got our tea
In
and
April.
and then you went to your
Yeah.
doctor and your doctor's just surprised. And they're
Hmm.
surprised. They're like,
The
she had
same
fibroids.
month. Yeah, the same month, April, after drinking your tea. Yeah, I think it was like 1 or 2 weeks after I had the ultrasound, and I had nothing. And she was like, maybe our tech did something, or it's grainy, you can't see it. So she sent me somewhere else, and I'm still waiting results on that. It's
And
crazy. You
please
just
let us know how those results come back. She's gonna still be shocked and be like, no, we didn't find nothing. And that's because they make
Yeah.
money. They're planning your surgery, they're getting ready, they're gonna get paid, and now
Hmm.
they're not getting paid. And they're like, this girl
Yeah.
figured out what she needed to do in order to clear it up.
Yeah. And I think it's sad for women that don't know that you can actually, heal your bodies naturally, that that's their only option. Like they go for the IUDs, they go for surgeries to remove their uterus. I think that's sad. So I'm glad
Exactly.
that there's someone like you that's putting this natural herbs to help women to heal, because that's what we need
Thank you so
naturally.
much. And thank you for trusting in us. You saw a video, you saw some crazy girl talking about herbs, and you're like, hey, she may be onto something. And
I'm a tea girl, so when I saw you, I'm like, this is gonna work. It has to.
oh, that's so wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. And I love how, and we joke about this, and I've talked about this in another interview. It was how sometimes we play around and say our phone is listening to us, and whatever we say, it'll pick it up. And next thing you know, we see a video. And in this situation, I love it because your phone was
Yeah.
around you when you're getting results, when you're talking to yourself saying, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do the surgery. What the heck? Your phone is
Yeah.
listening. And then what you found me on TikTok?
Hmm.
You found
Yeah.
us on TikTok. You open the app. Yeah, aquí está esta. You're like, wait, what? I've never heard about this.
Yeah.
Like, who is this girl? Thank you so much for
Hmm.
trusting in us. Thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing your story because there are so many women struggling with fibroids. And for us, it was
Hmm.
just out of a whim. I had a customer, we sell natural deodorant, and I had one of my customers tell me, hey, Nancy, you know how I'm using your natural deodorant? And I'm like, how? She's like, I use it in between my groin for sweat because of the sweat glands and to prevent odor. And I was like, oh, that's really interesting. That's how awesome. I love it. Yes, it's natural. It'll work. But then I was like, but you know
Yeah.
something? I was like, if you want to feel extra fresh, try this tea. And she said, what tea? What are you talking about? And I shared the tea and I put it in the shop. She bought it. She was struggling with UTIs. She told me it helped her with UTIs. Then I started telling people, well, it also helps with, I didn't tell anybody what it really does. I was just telling them,
Hmm.
it'll keep you fresh. It'll make you feel good. And they're like, oh, okay. And so that's how it started. And then other women are like, wait, what tea? What does it do? And then I started having that conversation saying, it helps you with this and it helps you with that and it helps you with that. And they're like, oh my God, okay, let me try it. And then from there, it just started to grow. And how I was introduced to this
Yeah.
tea is my mother-in-law, she knew of this tea. She's made the tea when I was in my 20s. I was struggling with PCOS, irregular menstrual cycle. That's why the tea
Hmm.
provokes blood flow because that's how
Hmm.
we did it for us to help me and to be more fertile, to have my children. I have a 15-year-old and an 11-year-old. So this
Wow.
was 20 years ago when I was introduced to this
Hmm.
tea. And it's been in my family for generations. And I didn't talk about it until that one time, that one customer said, hey, this is how I'm using your deodorant. And then I said, well, why don't you try this tea? And then from there, it's been incredible. The stories that we get back from women and how it's really helping them, saving their lives, making a change and an impact in your life. And that is so important because us as women, so many people depend on us. The children, our
Hmm.
spouses, our boyfriends, our mom,
Yeah.
our dad, our grandparents, everybody's dependent on us.
Everybody.
And if we don't feel good, we don't tell nobody because we're just like con ganas,
Exactly.
no? We're just
Yeah.
you feel like crap. You're just gonna give it your all and not tell anyone, and you're suffering and you're struggling on your own. And yeah,
Hmm.
we're starting to have those conversations of let's talk about this. As women, we gotta help each other,
Yeah.
and there's something natural that's working, that's helping. We have to talk about this, and so the conversations start here.
Definitely.
Yes, they
Yeah,
start
because I
here with
mean
you.
it's our body and periods and hormones, things like that, but it really is mental too. Like, and women's does we do need a lot of help. So spreading words, putting videos out for sure. You will keep helping women.
Thank you, and thank you
Mhm.
for trusting in us. Thank you for trusting in this other brown girl that you're like, déjeme tratarlo. And
Mm.
for what it does, and compared to living in such pain or having a surgery that probably is not going to fix anything or
Mhm.
maybe give you temporary relief, it's not expensive. The tea is not expensive, and
Oh
with
no.
And with our frequent customers, you get discount codes popping up here and there that you can use and take advantage
Yeah.
of it. Have you gotten the discount codes too? If you
No,
haven't,
I
I'll give you
haven't.
one. You
Yeah, I
haven't?
haven't. No, and
Okay.
I'm ready to purchase more tea.
Okay, good, good, good. I'll
Yeah.
send you the discount code on TikTok. And then all you have to do
Okay.
is just copy it and paste it onto
Mhm.
Etsy, and it'll give you the discount code. I'll share
Sounds
something
good.
special with you.
Sounds good. I'm excited. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
forever a
So that way you
customer.
can, you can have it on a regular basis. I know how important it is to have it. And if it's because of budget, we're here to help you. We're here
Oh
to
yeah,
help
no,
our
it's not
customers.
even expensive, like you said, for what we need. That's
Yeah,
nothing. It's
yeah, yeah,
nothing.
truly.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for sharing your story with us. And I can't wait
Mm,
to have people hear your story and to have people see for themselves the difference that it's going to make for them.
yeah. Oh, the tea, women should buy it. Yeah, seriously. It's so good.
Thank you so much. Well, have a good night, and I'll talk to you on a TikTok. I'll send you a message right away.
Okay, thank
Okay.
you.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.